These tips can help you feel more confident within yourself and within your writing skills. Hello, fabulous writers. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cierra, and this is Cierra Reads and Writes. On this channel, I love to talk about reading and writing while creating Black female main characters who empower themselves despite their circumstances. Have you ever felt like this meme? Same here. It's like the words won't come out, and when they do, nothing makes sense. It's like Simlish. These 5 tips will help you make sense of things before, during, and after writing. That blinking cursor is like a curse. If you stare at it too long, your brain starts to melt. I've met some amazing authors at the Chicago Urban Book Expo, and the main component of writing that I've heard from them is just starting. It doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever comes to mind works. It's better to start with chaos than nothing at all. This is just the buildup of number 1. So in this part, you're just writing. No matter what comes out, no matter how ridiculous it sounds, even if there's errors, you just keep writing. And I know that it's hard to do as a perfectionist myself. I have to stop myself from editing. It could be a simple misspelled word, or it could be you possibly changing the tense of your book. I've done that before. I would go back and forth between if I want to do present or past tense, and it's very draining, and you just have to power through it and not let it bug you. No matter how much it bugs you, you have to just let it flow. Let everything come out the way it's supposed to in the moment. Do not stop your brain from doing what it is you're doing, because once you stop it, once you distract yourself with some other elements of it, you will lose your train of thought, you will lose that spark, you will lose your ideas, your characters, everything that can make your story amazing, you will lose it. Okay, so this next point, no author said this verbatim, but I think it's very important, especially in this post-election situation that we're going through. Your voice needs to be heard. If you feel compelled to, if you feel drawn to create a story filled with characters for people to love and connect to, if you want to put your work out there and feel like someone can understand you, and you can connect with other people and build like a community, then do it. Just like how books have impacted your life, don't you want to have that same feeling too? To be on the receiving end of it, to have someone come to your face, or even just put it in an email or as a comment and say, your books have helped me through X, Y, and Z. Wouldn't that feel good? I'm just saying, I feel like that would feel like just a lot of weight and pressure to come off of you as a person, for someone who has dealt with, it could be from mental health, any like past relationships or circumstances you've been in, romantic or platonic, familial. It just helps to really solidify and make you feel seen, make you feel heard, and make you feel like you're not alone in the situation. And none of us are alone in these situations. So it feels amazing to be able to connect to other people and make somebody's life a little bit better, even if it's just for like a moment, and they feel like confident enough to tell someone that, hey, I don't want X, Y, and Z, or enough to say, you know what, this is something I need to change. Just being able to be that person, or to be that influence on somebody in a positive way. This goes with everything in life when you have a goal set in mind. Yes, there are aspects that you can do on your own, but you don't have to do it alone, and you can't do it all alone. It's just not possible, and that's completely fine. I'm just gonna speak from personal experience. I can be hyper independent. I rarely like to ask for help, and even when I do get offered help, it's very much so like, nah, I got this. And that's not really beneficial for myself or for other people, because then they feel like as if they're not helpful, they're not of value, that there is not much of this relationship if it's not a give or take, a give and take type of situation. So if I'm not taking at least some help and I'm more giving, it's not a reciprocated relationship, and it kind of feels as if you don't need me then, so what's the point of our relationship? What's the point of our dynamic if you're not going to receive the help? So I get it. For anyone out there who is struggling with being just hyper independent and just so used to not asking for help or being wary of getting help, trust me, I get it. Friends, community, family, found, and biological, they all help you, hype you up. They all hype you up, essentially. And they make you feel more confident in your work. They feel more confident in your ability to display your work and share it with others. And you can connect more with other people that way with having that support. It just all builds on top of each other as you have more support. And as you have more support, you're able to share more. It all just correlates together. It's just a cycle of love, appreciation. Being humble is cool and all, but babe, you gotta brag about it. Writing a book isn't easy, and not everyone can do it. No matter what stage you are in, you're freaking amazing for even putting 5 words onto a document. The fact that you started, or maybe you're in the middle of it, or you're at the end and you just have to, you're just revising, you're still pretty fucking badass for writing a book. So hype yourself up. Then there's the aspect of marketing your book or marketing your novella or piece of writing, whatever you're working on. There's the aspect of marketing it that's a little bit more different. And you still hype yourself up. Share it on threads. Comment on under people's posts and say like, hey, I am an indie publisher, or say, hey, I have some work that I'm writing and I just want to share, like, you maybe just want to share a sentence. There's a lot of pages on Instagram and threads that literally will just tell you, hey, type in your first sentence of your story and you can put it there. That at least it's just putting like a little bit of your work out there, and people can like it, people can share it, people can say, oh wow, that sounds really interesting, I would love to read more. That builds connections, that's more networking on that side too. There's just a lot of elements of it when it comes to being your own fan that you don't think of. For myself, the marketing side is a little bit more harder for me because I'm humble, but we have to brag about ourselves. We have to brag about our work. We have to put ourselves out there. And that's something that I'm constantly working on. I'm constantly trying to put myself on threads. Whenever someone says like, oh, I'm looking for Black indie authors, I have to go ahead and I comment, hey, I have a book on Kindle Unlimited. Here's the link. But I'm also working on other things, other things. Just something like that. And I could easily just put that on like 15 different posts that's on threads, or even on Instagram. If someone wants to just have you put down what your potential title is, or maybe you write a little bit in the comments about a character in your book. I do a little bit of that too. It just different parts of marketing that help put your work out there. It doesn't have to be straight up putting up ads or anything like that, but just getting little nuggets and putting your stuff out there can have people become intrigued. People go to your page, they start following you. They go to, if you have any published work, they go to your site to see what you have published. Or even if you just have a YouTube channel like me on here, you go from seeing my Instagram to, oh, she does BookTube, to coming onto YouTube to watch a video. You see I have a book. You go to see what the book is about, if that's something that you'll vibe with, and if you want to read it. Just covering some highlights for myself, the main points that I struggle with and those that I'm actively working on more than ever are the last two, which I just covered, is like being your own fan, and that support is really crucial. Leaning on people and having them help you. Those are like two huge elements that I am constantly working on. And that's why I am trying my best and trying my hardest to make good content. Even when it comes to making YouTube videos, I want to learn more editing, have more editing skills. It just putting myself out there more and more and feeling more confident in the work that I do, not only as a writer, but as a content creator as well. What are some writing tips that have helped you? Drop them in the comments below. These tips can help you feel more confident within yourself and within your writing skills. Thank you for watching. Like the video and subscribe to see more videos on the writing process. Stay magical. Bye.